Tim and Johnny have told you that there is a beautiful, new, refined design for iPhone 7. It starts with this new finish we call jet black. It is absolutely stunning. It is a high gloss finish, so it's a seamless surface between the glass and the aluminum back all around. It is a stainless steel Apple logo. The new integrated antennas are built so subtly you can barely see them at all anymore. And of course, the enclosure creates the housing for the camera. It is a beautiful new design. There's a second new black. We call it simply black. It is blasted aluminum. It diffuses light. It is a black logo, and it looks very cool, very high tech. Well, the new iPhone 7 also looks beautiful in gold, and in silver, and of course, rose gold. Number 2, something we use hundreds of times a day, the home button. The home button is quintessential Apple design. It is so simple, yet so powerful. We use it throughout our day. We click it to go home. We double click it to bring in multitasking. We hold it down to invoke Siri. We can program it through accessibility. You can put your finger on it and read your fingerprint with Touch ID. You can double tap it to bring the screen down in reachability. And of course, hold it near a terminal to pay with Apple Pay. It does so many things for us. And we've completely redesigned it to make it more responsive, more reliable, and even customizable in iPhone 7. Now, we've done this before. We've changed our input devices in big ways. You may remember with the iPod, it started with a mechanical click wheel, and then we updated it to an electrostatic wheel, and it was so much better. We've done it recently with the MacBook and MacBook Pro. We've brought out the Force Touch trackpad, and it's the best trackpad we've ever had in a notebook. And we're doing this with the home button. We've re-engineered it. It's now force sensitive, solid state. It works together in combination with a new generation Taptic engine. And this Taptic engine is more responsive, puts out a wider range of frequencies, and it creates in real time an incredible feel with the new home button. In fact, it's so useful we use it throughout the user experience. So if you do a quick action like moving a widget, it gives you a nice Taptic feedback. There's unique feedbacks for notifications and messages and even your ringtones. And it's amazing because it can be programmed by third-party applications, and the applications that have started to work on iPhone 7, taking advantage of this Taptic engine, are creating new feelings and experiences that could not have been created before in a smartphone. It's really incredible. Number 3, the new enclosure in iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus are water and dust resistant. Now, it's incredibly important to the team to ensure that we protect the great feeling and experience that we all love about our iPhones with the buttons and switches. And to do that and provide this resistant meant re-engineering it from the inside out in many ways, including new seals and new adhesives. In our tests, it is IP67 protection standard. What does this mean for all of us? Well, even the least coordinated among us don't have to worry in case some unusual mishap happens, that your iPhone will be safe from water or dust. Number 4, let's talk about the camera. The camera is perhaps the most beloved feature by many of us in our iPhones, and customers take absolutely stunning photographs. You can see them around the world in the Shot on iPhone campaign. They are amazing, and they send us them every single day, more pictures to be included in that campaign, because it is an incredible camera. And just wait till they get their hands on the new camera system in the iPhone 7. It is a huge advancement in photography for cell phones. Everything about it is entirely new. There's an optical image stabilizer in all iPhones, 7 and 7 Plus. Helps steady from shaking hands. There's a wider f1.8 aperture lens that lets 50% more light onto the sensor. There is a new 6-element lens, so you can get a sharp image edge to edge with that 1.8 aperture. and there's an all-new 12-megapixel sensor. It has large pixels, it's 60% faster, and 30% more energy efficient. Even the flash is all new. Our True Tone flash, in the same aperture, now has 4 LEDs. It puts out 50% more light, reaches 50% further, and the engineering team has come up with this really cool feature, a flicker sensor. What does that do? Well, the flicker sensor reads the flickering of artificial lighting and can compensate for it in the photos and videos you take. This is really, really big in terms of image quality. But behind it all is the brains of the camera, the image signal processor. And this enables so much of the unique quality that we get in the pictures we take with iPhone. And the ISP, and the new chip, in the iPhone 7 is twice the throughput of previous versions. What does this ISP do? Well, I'm going to take you a quick walk through some of the things the ISP does every time we take a picture. It's unbelievable. But the first thing it does is it reads the scene and uses machine learning to look for objects and people and bodies within it. Then it automatically sets exposure, sets focus using our focus pixels, sets the color with white balance. In fact, for the first time, captures wide color, cinema standard wide color. It balances off with tone mapping. It does noise reduction. And even if it needs to, it can take multiple photos and fuse them together into one to give you the perfect image. This happens every time we take a picture. In fact, the ISP is so smart, it is performing 100 billion operations every time we take a picture. And it does it in just 25 milliseconds. This truly is a supercomputer for photos. But what matters most is the pictures you can take with the iPhone 7. So of course, we've given iPhone 7s to a number of great photographers and asked them to show us what's possible directly with this incredible camera. And they were so blown away. I want to use one quote of what photographers had to say about this. Christopher Anderson said, "This iPhone is going to be a part of any professional's repertoire of tools. The camera didn't just handle low light, it rendered the separation of colors in a way that reminds me of film just beautiful." That is remarkable praise from a great photographer. So I'm going to show you a few pictures that he and some other photographers took directly from iPhone 7, and these have not been retouched in any way. So here's one. This is an absolutely beautiful photograph. It's a high-speed camera. He's not floating there. That shows just how great it is and how sharp the focus. It takes incredible pictures, whether you're using black and white or color. And the colors, because we capture wide color gamut images now, are much richer, particularly in the greens and some of the reds. Unfortunately, from the slide machine up to this projection system, you don't get the full breadth of the gamut of wide colors. So what you're seeing here, as beautiful it is, isn't as beautiful as it actually is in the photo, and you can see it on your iPhone. And here's an example of low light photography. So much improved, it's really great. So customers are going to love taking pictures with iPhone 7. They're also going to love taking live photos. They're already fun, and they've gotten even better with iPhone 7. Now we apply video image stabilization. When you take a live photo, you can edit them after you shot them, like crop them or apply filters. And developers can capture and edit live photos within their applications with iOS 10. Developers are really excited that in iOS 10, you can now capture raw DNG files directly from the camera sensor and do even more complex editing. And for the first time with iPhone 7, they can also get wide color in their photos that they take as well. So this is the best camera we've ever made on any iPhone. We also have the best camera we've ever had on the front side as well. There's a new 7-megapixel FaceTime HD camera for those selfies and those FaceTime calls we make. This is up from 5 megapixels. The sensor includes new pixel technologies that we've used on the backside, like deep trench isolation. You remember what that is? It helps us get sharper images as the pixels get close together. It also captures wide color images. So throughout the system, we're applying wide color and does auto image stabilization. So this shot that you see up here on the screen, that was taken from the front side camera, unedited exactly as it can take a beautiful selfie. So this is the iPhone 7 camera. New 12-megapixel camera system with optical image stabilization, wider f1.8 aperture, 6 elements in the lens, that sensor 60% faster, now a quad LED True Tone flash, our incredibly fast ISP, and wide color capture. It is the best camera ever in an iPhone. So, if you can't tell, I love cameras. I love them. And this has got me so excited because if that is the best camera we've ever made in an iPhone, what is left for iPhone 7? And this is what we're doing on iPhone 7 Plus. It's plus a second camera. There's now two 12-megapixel cameras built in the iPhone 7 Plus. One has the wide-angle 28-millimeter lens, the same as the iPhone 7. The other is a telephoto 56-millimeter lens. Well, why have two complete cameras with two lenses? Well, to explain it, let me show you a traditional point-and-shoot or DSLR and how the lens can work. As you know, and we have many of these cameras in our lives, you can change the focal length of your lens to zoom in. That's how we get a zoom feature. And that works great when you have a large camera with a big lens on it that you can move in and out. That isn't so great on the lens you want to put in something that goes in your pocket or your purse. So we know with two cameras and two different lenses, we can create a zoom feature built into the iPhone. It takes an incredible amount of hardware and software to do it in a way that we can all enjoy, and the team has done something remarkable. So how does it work? The same as before. You go into the camera